The spotlight. He stands in front of the microphone with an acoustic guitar. He nods at Afeet and Jason, who've entered the booth with him. They seem to understand what he's about to do is something different. He's dropped all pretense after what happened, and his voice is taken on a far more serious tone. As he places the headphones over his ears, he says, "The song isn't actually a part of the album. In fact, I haven't quite solved it yet." William's voice comes through in my younger self's ear. "You sure you're ready to record it?" "I don't know, but I want to try, even if it's not a Thrash Axeman song." "Well, you got me in suspense. I'm dying to hear what you got." Nicholas stands with Afeet and Jason. It's clear he's just as curious to hear what's coming as they are. "What are you recording?" he asks. I say, something I wrote for my grandparents." "Ready when you are." The 20-year-old version of me strums his guitar, and his voice comes out sweetly. "You're slipping away. Why can't you stay? With each passing day you'll stray until your memory fades. Oh, why must you go? Do you have to run? No tomorrow, I know, but we've barely begun." Everyone seems to lean in toward the music. William presses a finger to his lips. Afeet tilts her head to the side. Jason holds his breath as he presses in for a close-up. Nicholas hooks his fingers into his beard. Even I'm listening, as though I've never heard the song before. And it's almost as though I haven't. So many years have passed since I'd thought about it. Until now, it had remained a distant memory, as though from another lifetime. "I'm not done loving you. I'm in denial. I still hear your voice. I still see your smile. I'm not done loving you. I won't say goodbye. I'm squeezing your hand with tears in my eyes." There's no denying the change in the air, and he wants to continue. He plays a bit more, and then gradually comes to a stop. The others wait for him to speak. "That's all I've got so far," he says. Afeet says, "That's a really nice song. You should finish it." I'm stuck. I'm not sure what else I want to say with it, and I don't want it to become trite, you know? She turns, and we're transported. It's the end of the week, and we're at the club where the show is about to begin. Afeet speaks with Jason as they set up their equipment in front of the stage. "Remember, Rich is filming the show. You're filming behind-the-scenes footage." "Yeah, I got it." Jason reframes his shot on the stage, but I'm not convinced he's sure of the distinction Afeet is trying to make. The band looks at where the audience should be. Forlorn, the area is all but empty. With an undaunted expression, Thrash suggests, "If we invite him to the edge of the stage, I'm sure it'll look fuller in the video." "It's our first show," Jen says with a wry smirk. "They don't even know what we're about yet, but they'll find out." Tom asks Chris, "Didn't you tell any of your football people? I figured you'd draw a bigger crowd being the big man on campus or whatever." "Of course I did," says Chris, and for the first time, I realize he's lying. They take the stage to a tepid response. The crew members that were involved with the project cheer in enthusiastic encouragement, giving a focal point for the band, but the bar regulars groan in annoyance. Some even boo. Adjusting his mic stand out of habit, my younger self says, "Welcome to the benefit of the unloved. How many of you are from the National Association of the Unloved?" He holds back for only a moment, as though waiting for a response, but knowing none will come. "That's okay. We'll find a use for the donations anyway." That's when Tom starts a throbbing beat, which swells with a roar from the other instruments. "I hope you all came to party until you drop, because we're too loud, and we take no prisoners." The music crescendos, kicking off the show like the Big Bang. The Squaw siblings sing in perfect harmony as the music vibrates through the air. Give me a break, get out of my face. Unless you got the cake, then give me a taste. There's thunder in my soul, ice in my blood. You lose control when you see the king stud. Yeah! We're propelled forward in time, appearing at the CD release party. The crowd has doubled, but they still don't fill the dance floor. The band doesn't seem to care as they rock out with full abandon. 'Cause we're rock gods, bringing you salvation. The others are frauds, but there's no imitation. I'm the king stud, toss up your panties. I've got a sweet tooth, baby, and you look like candy. A different club, a larger audience. Friends who'd once been reluctant are out in full force, and they've invited others to join in. You see me coming, I walk down your street. Your heart starts to drum into a rock and roll beat. Your putty in my hands, mine to mold and behold. Meet my demands, better do what you're told. Yeah! Again we jump forward, this time to a battle of the bands. The crowd has no idea what to expect from these costume entertainers, but they're pulled in by the gravity of the onstage energy as the chorus repeats. And then, when the bridge thumps with staggered solos, each musician getting a chance to show their chops, tensions erupt backstage. The band argues over Tom's obvious inebriation. Jen has taken the band leader's side, fighting viciously and hurling personal insults at the drummer. This enrages Chris, who steps up to defend his best friend. Just to prove a stubborn point, Chris heads to the bar and orders his own drink. When the final verse begins, Nicholas and I find ourselves standing at the front of the crowd. The throng behind us is the largest audience yet. This show is an enormous opportunity to open for a national act. It's a chance to move the line beyond playing for an expanding circle of friends and cross into growing that appeal with strangers. Unfortunately, this audience doesn't share interest. They want the headliner now and are chanting loudly for this burgeoning band to get off the stage. You follow me as my disciple. You're getting beastly 'cause I make you primal. I'm more than you can take, more than you can hold. You pet my snake and he swallows you whole. Yeah! The promoter must have felt bad about the angry mob because not long after, the band is opening for another big act. This time, it's a better match with a more like-minded group. That makes all the difference. The full house is in from the first note. By the final chorus, they're singing along. The band takes in the energy being poured out by the cheering crowd. While they're rocking on stage, there's no derision, no divide. They perform as one and give their all. As sweat pours down their blissed-out faces, it all comes back to me. The way it felt being up there in the limelight, doing what I've always felt I was born to do. Every birthday candle I blew out, every wishbone I broke, every shooting star I saw, every coin I tossed into a fountain, every wish I ever made was to give me a way to do this with my life. Something starts happening around me. The crowd turns their attention away from the stage. They stare, not through me, but right at me. I'm unnerved by the intentions of this endless sea of faces, all watching me with great intensity. I turn to Nicholas for explanation, and he seems just as confused by what's happening. Suddenly, I'm lifted by the crowd. They pass me over their heads and place me on the stage. Nicholas reaches for me, deep concern twisting his face as I take up the guitar. It feels good back in my hands. I step up to the microphone, and the crowd goes wild. I hope you brought something to collect yourself with, I say, the persona of Thrash Axeman taking over. Because this next song is going to melt your faces.